Hey, this is Justin K. Miller, and as you may have noticed, HIP 39 for redenomination has passed. That's right, it has passed. I was a little surprised today when the voting got closed because, well, quite frankly, I think some of the issues with the blockchain today made it a little difficult to vote at the very end, so I don't know, but it says here that the voting has closed, and for the final results, we have 73.81% for redenomination and 26.19% against redenomination. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, let's just read it out right here. This proposal suggests a redenomination of the conversion rate between bones and HNT. Currently, there are 100 million bones per HNT, and under the proposed redenomination, the conversion rate would be adjusted to 100,000 bones per HNT. This change represents 1,000 to 1 token redenomination. Rough consensus to pass this HIP is achieved when the for redenomination vote receives at least 66% of the vote. And as I just said, it got 73.18. So, as far as I'm aware, it has passed. Now, I just mentioned before, I was a little surprised because when I check Helium status, for example, we had some blockchain issues, and I recall that they were going to extend the time to vote to account for the blockchain issues we've had over the past week, as well as I check my own hotspot in my house. I see that definitely for a couple hours the blockchain was down. That was very frustrating, and that all happened right when the vote was ending. But I suppose it is what it is, and for those of you, I'm jumping over to more details about the HIP 39 HNT redenomination. For those who haven't read about it, as I said, this proposal suggests a redenomination of the conversion rate between bones and HNT, and as it points out, these are the three reasons. So I'm just going to read them out for you so you're very familiar with the three reasons why they felt this should happen. The incentive unit bias. So for most of Helium's history, gateway owners have enjoyed earning mining rewards in excess of 1 HNT per day, historically much higher. And with the HIP 20 halving and the 10-fold plus increase in gateway developments in 2021, those earnings have been reduced to a fraction of an HNT. So, for example, if I look at my happy raspberry worm, I'm getting 0.098, and with this changeover, I'd be seeing today instead 98 HNT rather than 0.098, and that's what they're sort of talking about right here. So, even though the market price of HNT has increased approximately 20 times since August 2020 and the median dollar earning per hotspot has remained generally consistent, there have been growing discontent with that HNT earnings rate. In behavioral economics, the preference of obtaining full units or completing full tasks is called a unit bias, and in general, people prefer earning rewards denominated in full units rather than partial units. So somebody would rather see, even though that the value is the same, they'd rather see that they're making 98 HNT rather than 0.098 HNT. As we have seen in Helium, there were very few complaints when gateway owners were earning more HNT at a lower dollar daily mining rate than when they were earning partial HNT at a higher daily dollar rate. The redenomination would cause individuals to earn in higher HNT increments again, even if the earnings in dollars stayed the same. So I personally can understand why they would want to do that. Like I said, it sounds nicer, right? You're getting 98 HNT instead of 0.098, even though it only is worth, at this very moment, $4.51. If you look back at the beginning of this year, HNT was worth about $1.50, and right now HNT has hit at this very moment it is 46 and 0.0224. So even though this increase has kind of changed things, people still like to see full numbers. And I keep thinking that every 2 years they're going to be doing a halving. So maybe they're right. Maybe we'll be more comfortable that way, or at least new people coming on will be more comfortable. The other is the simplification of unit measurements. Anyone that has mined or transacted in BTC or ETH has dealt with earnings extremely small fractions of units. This can be frustrating and cause confusion when dealing with excessive small fractions, and a redenomination would make transactions using HNT feel more digestible by increasing the decimal places needed in the majority of transactions. And as we talked about, we're really, because the amount of bones that are being used stays the same, we're just talking about changing it from, like I said, 100 million to 100,000. So we're moving the decimals over, and that's really all that's required on the blockchain side. For the network, on the, let's say, your wallet and other areas, things are going to have to be done. I don't think it's going to be immediate, but for this change to occur, you definitely need some other places to agree. And what I'm referring to is the exchanges like Binance, like Crypto.com. We want to make sure that everybody is ready to move those decimal places over. Okay, I'm going to get back to that in a second. But number 3, small dollar token investment bias. Tokens that are priced at a low dollar amount are typically seen by the market as inexpensive, regardless of the size of the project's market cap. In general, high issuance tokens have benefited from this investment bias because the tokens are perceived to have more upside than high dollar tokens. So generally speaking, yeah, it looks like it's inexpensive to get into the ground floor of that particular token, then you'll probably get into it, as opposed to if it's worth, well, like Bitcoin right now. Just see, you can't even get one Bitcoin, right? It's fractions, as I said. So there's the bias we're talking about now. Typically, this equates to a higher overall market cap for projects, and in the case of Helium, could help increase the incentive rewards, not only in terms of HNT, but also dollars per gateway. All right. So all of that being said, I still, if you go into Hotspotty, and that's the way I like to look, but quite frankly, you could also just go into your wallet and take a look at how much you have in there and say to yourself, okay, what's going to happen to my total HNT balance? So mine was 147.65, and we're going to be moving that decimal 3 places over. So we are going to be looking at then 147,650. That's the HNT change that would occur if that was immediate. Like I said, it isn't immediate. They still need to work with the exchanges to make sure this happens across the board. And while that's happening, who knows what's going to happen to the price of HNT, right? That's a whole separate issue. So I'm very curious how all of that pans out. Now, if you want to know more, if you want to have these discussions, my understanding is the best place to go for these discussions are in Discord. So if you go to the Helium Discord channel, like I'm in right now, the official Helium community, you'll notice there is HIP-39-HNT-redenomination. And that's where you'll want to go to hear what people are saying, ask questions, get more information. And this is why I often tell people, please go here, sign up, use Discord. I honestly am not a person who was used to Discord. I'm going to tell you that my 8-year-old daughter is more used to Discord than I am, but I knew I had to jump into this in order to learn these things and in order to get this type of information. So I definitely recommend you join Discord and find out what's going on, because at the end of the day, this is your investment, right? This is the way you're going to make money with your Helium miner or investing in HNT, and you want to know what you're got to do. I was a little worried. I felt like maybe I need to sell immediately. Not happy at what price HNT is now, only because it used to be around to over 50. Would rather have sold at that point, but let's see what happens with this. I mean, who knows, right? We'll see. If you have questions, again, I would go here to Discord, but if you would like to tell me your opinion of what you think is going to happen in the future because of this, or how long do you think it's even going to take before this redenomination can occur, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please put them in the comments. As you see, I do respond to comments as often as I can, as long as they relate to the subject matter of that particular video. So please put your questions in there, talk to me about it, or let me know how you're feeling. Other than that, always like and subscribe. I appreciate getting more subscribers. I'm hoping to get more content out there as things happen. I don't know if you want regular updates of just things like, well, the status of the network today. Like, I kind of freaked out when it went down. I'd love to know or be able to subscribe to a channel that can tell me right away what's going on. It's nice to hear. So let me know if that's what you want to. All right. Thanks again. This is Justin Miller. Take care and happy mining.